Hello all. So welcome back to our session 5, and in today's session we'll be covering methodology and framework. I have also posted a methodology and framework small video, a small short in my YouTube video. I'll link it here. You can go and refer that, but I will explain now as well in brief. What is a methodology? A methodology is a fixed way of working. So it is a structured way of working that to generate a desired output. So you have to follow few steps in a fixed way to generate a desired output. I'll give an example. But before that, let's understand framework definition also. So what is a framework? A framework is also a way of working to desired an output. However, framework is not fixed. You have the flexibility to choose the steps yourself. You have the flexibility to follow the approach yourself to generate the output. For example, the examination system in India, CBSC, it has fixed syllabus, it has fixed exam schedule, it has fixed date. So everything is fixed and you have to go through by the fixed way to give the exam. So that is called the methodology. However, workout system, when we consider, it's like there are multiple workouts. Like we have Zumba, we have Pilates, we have yoga, we have weightlifting. You can choose yourself the approach that you want to take. However, end result is same, which is fitness. So I hope I'm clear about methodology and framework. Example. Now we will understand what is an agile. So is agile a methodology? Is agile a framework? Let's understand. If I tell you, so agile is neither a methodology nor a framework. Um, it is a way of working. It is it's a philosophy. It's a way of thinking. It's a mindset. So agile is a mindset, right? So it's a mindset, but it is more of a methodology. Why? It is somewhat closer to a fixed mindset. So that's why you will read in the definitions in um, internet or books that agile is a methodology because it is closer to a fixed way of working. However, it is exactly not a methodology, neither a framework. Agile is a way of working. It's a mindset. It's a philosophy. Okay. So agile, we will come later to the agile manifesto. So agile has few values, few principles. Agile manifesto is there. We will come to the later sessions on that also, but on the higher level, you know today that agile is a way of working. It's a way of thinking. You can apply the agile way of working in your day-to-day activities also, in your scrum activities as well. I mean, in your projects as well, in your day-to-day activities as well. So, uh, next we'll be covering is yeah. Also in agile, one thing to note is it is a continuous improvement mindset. So we keep on delivering, or we keep on iteratively working to generate an increment, which is a product. So it is a iterative and incremental way of working to generate a product. I mean, it's a continuous improvement way of working. So everybody works to for the improvement. So if anybody asks you what is agile, so it is a mindset. It is a way of working iteratively and incrementally to generate a desired output. Okay. So next I'm just sharing one picture, one image, and that image, I'll just, you can see the image here. I'll be posting that image. This image, do not get confused by this image, because this image is just to understand on the very simple and high level method. So okay, so how a how a code is shipped, how usually we ship the code in our agile projects. So don't go in the deeper level, but on the high level we should know about like how a product, even as a scrum master, we should know, we should have the knowledge on how the product is shipped. Okay, so this is the image of that. So I will explain in a very simple way. So first of all, the initiation begins with the product owner crafting user stories based on the requirements in this. Okay, so yeah, then then the development team incorporates these user stories into the backlog into 2 week sprint. Okay, then developers commit their source code, then they commit their source code into the GitHub repository. So GitHub repository is nothing but every developer, when they are building the code, they will put their code in the GitHub, and GitHub will pick the latest version of the code that the developers put in that. Okay, so next is upon successful build, sorry, so after GitHub comes the Jenkins. So Jenkins is nothing but it just triggers a build. So whatever the code that developers have pasted, have the developers have put in GitHub. So Jenkins is nothing but it will pick that code. It will pick that code, the latest version code, and it triggers a build. It triggers a build subjecting to the source code, right, that the developers have put in that. So upon successful build, it is stored in Artifactory and deployed into the development environment. So Artifactory is nothing but it stores the build. The build is stored in the Artifactory. So don't go in the detail level, but as a Scrum Master, we should know on the high level how the code is processed in the background, right? So after successful build, it is stored in the Artifactory. So now multiple development teams might be involved here, with each feature independently tested by testing and then deployed to QA1 or QA2. So now when they store in the Artifactory, that is how it comes to the developers or the Scrum team for testing. So it is kind of a replica to the production. So production environment has huge lot of data, right? So all that data we create a similar environment for us to test, for developers or the developing team or the Scrum teams to test. That's how we generate an environment. So QA teams take charge of a new QA environment, conducting through testing, encompassing QA, regression and performance. And that's how, the QA team will then take the environment. And then there is something called SLE, which is called Slight Liable Engineers. So there are slightly liable engineers, SLE, after that, which is kind of called, you can say that a UAT team as well. Then they will monitor the code, they will monitor the code that we have developed. And I know it is a bit technical. Don't get confused. My only funda of this session is that as a Scrum Master, you should know on the high level that how a code is processed, how a code is shipped. You should know on the high level how a code is shipped. So that is only the main funda of this session. So don't get confused. This session is not to confuse you, but to just tell you on the high level that how we process the code. As a Scrum Master, we should know that. That's it. Just one on the bigger picture, you should know what is Jenkins, what is GitHub, and that we will cover agile everything in detail in upcoming session. I just created this session so that we should know how a code is processed. That's it. I hope you like this session and it is helpful, knowledgeable. Yeah, please like and subscribe if you like. And I'm sure by learning step by step, we can be a better version of ourselves. Thank you.